So this is the self-development with tactics book. So, today we're gonna talk about another book, and the book is called The Decision, or The Decision by Kevin Hart. I have never ever gone through a book summary on, or a book summary about a book by Kevin Hart, and I might have gone through something Kevin Hart related, but I'm actually not quite sure. It might also be the first time that I'm actually mentioning him, and also just, well, maybe his thinking as well. I do think and believe that I've talked about him, and because he was on, I think, Joe Rogan's podcast, if I'm not quite wrong. Oh no, it's been Tim Ferriss' podcast, and it really struck me, actually. It really struck me that he is very self-development oriented, which is something that's pretty interesting. It's not something that many people are so quote-unquote openly talking about. And yeah, I mean, it is a cool thing, and it is a cool thing that he's sharing a few things. Of course, there's going to be a business side to that, and of course, there's a lot of money in just talking about what made you big and what made you successful and whatnot. I think this is something that that nobody has to kind of neglect or just whatever, or should forget about. But anyway, I'm very excited for this book. It is a relatively long summary, as you can see, with this little thing down the side. But yeah, I think it is a cool thing, and I'm very looking forward to it indeed. But yeah, so the synopsis. In this follow-up to the New York Times best-selling memoir, I Can't Make This Up, Kevin goes all in on getting you mentally fit by skillfully breaking down and sharing the same tools and rules he has developed to elevate his own life, to inspire and help transform yours. Candid, raw, and authentic to the core. The decision is filled with vision and the practical steps you'll need to track and reach your goals. Join Coach Kevin as he puts you through the paces of what he dubs the Kevin Hart Mental Fitness Bootcamp, and learn the ins and outs of what isness. Find out what cowboying up is all about, get cozy with Teddy Baring, discover why your comfort zone is just about the worst place on earth to be, find out how to keep your bullshit detector running smoothly, and just why your ugly ass feet are nothing short of a blessing in disguise. Hear this and an entire treasure trove of deeply insightful, life-changing advice from the only dude out there who can make you cry like a baby from both laughter and self-reflection at the same time. The time to power up those earbuds and get after the life of your dreams is now. Kevin Hart is hyped and ready, so are you. If you enjoyed my summary, please consider buying me a coffee via my Ko-fi link and become a recurring donor as a JBZ or YBZ scholar. I appreciate every donation as it goes directly to the maintenance cost of my blog and creation of new content. This has nothing to do with the synopsis by Audible. I assume that it is by Audible, but very interesting. A bit too, at least for my kind of taste, it's a bit too direct, maybe, a bit too like, I'm Tony Robbins and I'm gonna change your life type of thing. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Opening thoughts. I bought this book because Audible advertised it to me on their homepage one day when I logged in. It was on pre-order because it hadn't come out yet, but I knew I had to pick it up. His first book is hands down one of my top 5 favorite audiobooks ever, so there is no question I would pick this one up immediately as it came out. I have no idea what this book is about, but I'm sure it will be good. Great thing. But I wonder, well, yeah, it must be the case. I wonder if Kevin Hart is actually reading it on his own, but it must be the case. Who isn't doing this? Well, I mean, there might be some authors that are not reading their own audiobooks, I guess. I'm actually not sure, like I haven't looked it up or some shit, but there must be somebody. Anyway, keynotes. Part 1, the fuck yes moment. An invitation to a special event. Book reference, I Can't Make This Up. He says that the book was all about taking the positive from a negative. His mom laid the foundation for him to have a good work ethic. Sometimes you don't see the immediate lesson that's attempting to be taught. Sometimes you can look past the moment because your frustration and anger doesn't allow you to see the win that is in your future. Life is a constant series of decisions. The mental strength you bring to making them will be the single defining factor in your health and also your happiness. The inside work is more important because it is your mental and your mindset. Well, yeah, I do think that thinking about events in different ways can really make them either a good thing or a bad thing. In very recent times, meaning the past weeks, I guess, well, maybe even the past month, I have actually been talking about this very, very, very often, I would say. I know a lot of people are talking about this. Okay, if you think about things in a different way, then it is a different thing. And yes, it is kind of the case. But the point is that I'm willing to make, which I've also just pointed out yesterday and the day before and whatnot, is that the Stoics have already been talking about this for 2,000 years or something. So it is a very interesting thing that we have figured it out just way before, but we seem to be re-experiencing and or re-seeing it again and again and again. But yeah, I think it is totally the case. Think about the situation or whatever is happening to you in a different way, and it is going to be a different thing. Well, it's going to affect you differently. Of course, if you're just, thinking like this is your end and this is never going to be good again, of course you're going to be devastated. Of course you're going to feel bad. And of course it's not going to be a good situation you are in. But on the other hand, you could also think like, well, this can give me something. I can learn something from that. And this is definitely not my end. So tomorrow is going to be better. And it is a nice experience. Like there's many, many, many different ways to see things that are happening to you in good ways or in bad ways. And it makes sense to preference the good ways, to think about the good things you can see in things. Well, the art of thriving. It's easier to get successful than to stay successful, which I totally fucking believe. It is the exact same thing with working out quite. Being in shape once in your fucking life is easy. I've done that. I've actually been in relatively good shape, I would say. And yes, my belt is opened or open or whatever. Was opened. Nevertheless, staying in shape is a different thing. Staying in shape means a lot of discipline. It depends on what you think about when you say, okay, I want to stay in shape. Because, some person might say, okay, I need to have a six pack. Some other person might be, well, if I'm just looking like, I don't know, if I'm having big biceps and I do not really have to be defined and I just want to have the mass, then yeah, okay, maybe this is going to be easier since you can just eat and eat and eat and there's no restriction. But of course, with training, you still need to be progressing in that way. Of course, you can stay on the same lane, but I don't know. I do believe that you need to have a little bit of a buffer in terms of, okay, you're probably not going to feel as good every single day. So, by having it on the same level every single time, you, I believe, are tending to just go a little bit lower with effort or with strength or with whatever, even though it's the same weight, even though it is the same amount of reps, and even though it is practically the same volume. But still, I believe that, sometimes we're also tending to just make it easier for ourselves and whatnot. So I totally believe in progressing. It's one of the most important things, and I've just neglecting to see that, and I've not been neglecting to see that, but I have forgotten about it. I think 2 months ago or something, I've been in amazing shape, like really amazing, maybe 3 months. And since then, I kind of just, since I really overwhelmed myself with working out and just doing way too much, I brought down everything to a quite decent level, I thought. But the problem was that I wasn't progressing. I was staying on this level or was even going down a bit. But yeah, at this point in time, I really am focusing on always doing more. Every single workout is going to be more than the previous one. There's going to be kind of a just top thing there. There's going to be some point where I can't progress anymore. Maybe due to the equipment limitations that I'm having, maybe due to whatever. But yeah. Mental strength training. Mental strength is about knowing who you are, getting your thinking down to work for you instead of against you, and staying cool, balanced, and positive no matter what comes your way, so you can keep making the decision to stay on track. Part 2. Know before you go. What to leave at home before entering the program. 11 things to throw away in your mind. The first thing is, and I already like this a lot because this is all things that we actually don't need. Jealousy. You can't want what someone else has because it might not be good for you. The second thing is perfectionism. Perfection doesn't exist. Perfect people don't exist. Comparison by looking up or down takes the focus of where it needs to be, and it should be on you. All that matters is your best, your path, your skill level. It's not about anybody else. This could be an amazing place to be in, because you're not just, comparing yourself to anybody. But on the other hand, it could also be a little bit of a fucked up place to be in, because I don't know, if I compare myself to my past me that was in a bit of better shape, then yeah, I could be like, well, I've just fucked up. It is a hard thing to do and it's not that easy. But of course, when you think about basically comparing yourself to other people, then it is a cool thing, because most often we're comparing ourselves to people that are a bit better or just way better than we are regarding whatever. Ask yourself, do you need the approval? Without the approval, does life go on? And yes, it does go on. Unhealthy fear. Anybody who says they have gotten rid of fear is a jackass. Unhealthy fear is when you get worked up about things that are not life-threatening. It clouds your thinking and freezes you in position and keeps you from being who you really are. Ground only gets broken by people who are not afraid to break it. Sometimes not knowing sets up the opportunity for an amazing find. Yeah, quite, indeed. The fifth one is fear of failure. And there's actually nothing to it, so don't fear failure, period. The sixth one is resistance. Resistance is talking yourself off your plan. Stop convincing yourself that it is okay to not keep your words to yourself. The mind doesn't like change, it likes the familiar. And so coming back to comfort zone things, we like just being in familiar places. We like talking to familiar people. Everything is nice when everything is familiar. And I've actually really experienced that in the past few weeks with my quote unquote new job, quote unquote, several fucking times. It's not a job, basically. It's something that I kind of have to do. Anyway, I'm just meeting new people every single day. I'm having to work with new people quite every single day. And of course, it's not that of a nice thing. Of course, it's not that easy, But on the other hand, you learn to just know new people. You get to know new people, and you, and you're also practicing to just talk to them and ask them, and make friends, which is, I think, a cool skill to have. Being able to be liked and stuff. I think it's cool. I enjoy that. Self-doubt, don't have that. There's also nothing added to that. Anger. The best way to handle anger is just to analyze and assess the situation, because most often you're going to see, no, you don't have to be angry. And also being angry doesn't necessarily make anything better, but most often everything worse. Toxic anger comes when you take things too personally and let things get under your skin, but are unable to discharge it the right way. Yeah, anger is a fucked up thing. Anger actually ruined parts of my life to some degree, definitely, because I have been a very angry person. At this point in time, I've definitely been able to work on that a bit by, I don't know actually by what. I don't know actually what changed me a bit, but something definitely changed, which is something that I'm tremendously happy about. But yeah, blame. Playing the role of victim is a great way to stay stuck by wasting your time making excuses for why things are the way they are. So don't motherfucking do that. The 11th one is judgment of others. Those that judge can't do, those that do don't judge. Those that have experience and success in whatever area of business that you are doing may critique, but it is from an experienced side of criticism. Yes. Taking the time to judge and talk bad about someone you don't know is energy spent poorly instead of being used to do something positive. Live for you and don't live for others. Which also kind of, which might be a sub point of don't compare yourself to any other person, because of course, if you don't compare yourself to another person, you are probably, I think you're not going to judge them either, because why would you? They are living their life and you're living your life, you're not comparing, so yeah, might be the case, might also not be the case, just a thought of mine. And the 11th one is self-judgment. Don't judge yourself. At least not I know that it is difficult, and I also wouldn't necessarily say that just not judging yourself completely. I would say that it's also not that a good thing. Like, you shouldn't be devastated by, you yourself calling names and you yourself just not being proud of yourself and whatnot. But on the other hand, this can be a driving force. This can be a driving force for amazing change and things that you actually want to achieve in life. So, I don't know. Like, this is the beauty of life. There's always going to be upsides and downsides, and there's always going to be good things and bad things, and there's always... I forgot to turn on this motherfucking shit. It is a difficult thing. It really, truly is. And, but I don't know. Just like yourself. It is bad advice, I know. Being like, well, just do this, just do that. It's always bad advice. But you probably are amazing. And you probably know a bit better that you are amazing, at least regarding certain things. Because nobody's able to do anything, by also not comparing yourself to anybody else, just knowing your own worth. But of course, as I said before, comparing yourself to yourself is not always going to be nice. It's not always going to be a great thing. But even if it is not a great thing, we should still be doing it. Yeah, I have been in better shape, but I'm working now. I fucking am working now to just get that fucking right. And I am on my way. I don't know just how long it's going to take me. I'm going to see. It is just not easy, because, restricting yourself from eating this and that and whatnot, it's not that easy, But I need to actually try it out. I need to see whether, it's been about this, it's been about that. Has it been about working out? Has it been about my diet? I don't know. Like, it is a difficult thing, but I know that I've been better, and I know that I can be better. And on the other hand, I do definitely also have to say, like, I've been in a way worse shape, like amazingly bad shape. Looking back to it, I really can understand why I've just set out this goal then initially to getting actually in the best shape that I've ever been, because I really wasn't looking good. I've been working out for 4 years now or something, and I don't think that I look like just 4 years of working out. Probably because it's not 4 years of progress. It's 4 years of, progressing just, half a year long and something, and then kind of just getting stuck or just getting ill or just whatever. But yeah, being in good shape and trying to be in good shape and trying to be in the best shape you can somehow be at this point in time, it's work, and it is not easy work. And but it's still doable, and you can still make things easier by having workouts that you actually like, and by eating things that you actually like that you can eat, or by preparing things that you actually like in a way that it is not hurting your just fitness game. And yeah, but of course you can still overdo it. There is many ways we are overdoing it, or actually I'm overdoing it probably. And but yeah, anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. This is what I set out to do, and this is what I'm now gonna try. And I already feel pretty good. I do have to say that. And I do also want to point out once again, I know it might have been about working out quite a lot in this episode. I'm actually very sorry, but I hope that I've been able to use it as an analogy or a metaphor in a good way. But the thing is, working out is the driving force. I wouldn't say, and I've actually often believed in it, like, even though it's difficult to say, but the thing is, I don't believe that it is 20% working out and 80% your diet. Of course, if you work out just really a lot, and if you eat really a lot, then yeah, you're probably gonna gain weight. But on the other hand, if you really don't work out a lot and you don't or maybe not even a lot, but not very effectively or efficiently, and you also don't eat that much, and yeah, nothing is gonna happen either. So you really need to have 100% diet and 100% working out. If your diet is on just point, like really on point, and you're just working out is so poor that there's no stimulus and there's no way your muscle is somehow challenged, which is kind of the only force and the only way you're telling your body, like, okay, I need a bit more muscle, just work on that, please. Then nothing is gonna happen. So I don't know, sometimes it is a little bit too emphasized that that diet is important. Like, yeah, it is important, you know, but I don't know, I would even consider training being a bit more important than your diet. You know, if your diet is somehow on point, but you're working out really good, then I think that you're gonna see good changes. You know, you don't have to, I think, you don't have to just be amazing in every single aspect of your diet. You know, there's gonna be some fundamentals, and if you get them right, it's gonna be quite good. You know, just having enough protein. Yeah, you know, this is quite a big thing. Being hydrated properly, and I would consider this somehow being enough for making some progress. Yeah. On the other hand, like, of course, you know, there's like carb cycling, and there's like just also other things in working out. Like, okay, I'm gonna use a superset, I'm gonna use a whatever set, drop sets, I'm gonna whatever, and then okay, I'm not gonna eat too much meat because I want to try to be vegan as well. Like, then there's just the nuances of the whole thing, and yeah, but yeah, I don't. You can make things very difficult, and you can make things quite easy. I don't want to say easy, you know, because it is not easy. Working out and getting into shape, it's not easy. It's never been. It never will be, unless there's some just drug that's not gonna kill your balls and stuff, and gonna give you whatever problems. But anyway, I'm gonna end the episode there. I don't know if, well, anyway, I'm gonna talk about this maybe some other day. But yeah, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and all success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty freaking cool thing. Now it is 7 p.m. and I'm now gonna head to work out. I'm actually very looking forward to it. It's gonna be difficult. I'm still sore like everywhere, and I know it's not smart, but I'm still gonna work out. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna see you next time. Bye, and yeah. 3 questions that I have you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully gonna show you your purpose, and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I have you are: why are you here? I've already said that. The last question that I have you is: what could you essentially say? It's not about doing, it's not about whatever, it's about saying. What could you essentially say to another person that is really going to change their life? Because I totally believe from the bottom of my heart that we all can say something to somebody that is going to make them just light up and be so fucking happy for at least an hour or something, you know? Not everything is going to be life-changing. Not everything is going to be just changing somebody for a week, and not everything is going to make somebody's day even, you know? Maybe it's going to be a second, maybe it's going to be a millisecond, maybe it's going to be a minute. But I believe that we all can do something. And yeah, with that being said, hopefully gonna see you next time. Please take care and stay healthy and safe, as well as your loved ones and family. I wish that from the bottom of my heart. And I'm gonna see you. So bye. And thank you very much for 67 subscribers. It's amazing, you know, it's amazing. It's growing every kind of day somehow, and it's amazing to see. So I really fucking appreciate that. Yeah, stay fucking healthy and safe. I wish you the best. Bye. Oh, wrong.